Hello everyone, it's me Mohanish, and today I'm going to show something very interesting, securing your Linux servers. So what is a security level you need to secure your things? First thing, you need to have automatic updates. Then nobody should be too much privileged to just delete everything, and no one should be able to access that privileged user also, which is the root. And the third thing is you should harden your SSH connections, whatever, the secure shell. No one should access it like just like that. They should know some prior data, which may be the port at which you must go, or any private public key pair, which we are going to discuss. And last but not the least, why not firewalls? So now I'm going to demonstrate all of this using our Linux machine. So the one you're seeing in the Apple logo, it's a Linux machine. Just don't get fascinated. I just like did some tweaks with the genome interface. So we are going to use this Kali Linux machine to do all of this. So first of all, we are going to update our packages. Sudo apt update, the best practice ever you can do. Of course, you can update it later, but I'm going to open one more terminal, and I don't think you can use apt for now because it's working in the update. So I'll just control C this. So now what you can do is install unattended upgrades, which is done with sudo apt install unattended upgrades. Yes, click a Y and enter. So it will install the unattended upgrades package for you. What this package does for you is to automate your automatic upgrades, and that's how the name seems. So now you need to configure this to run every time you start your machine. So what we are going to do is dpkg reconfigure configure. So you might have seen apt and dpkg, they are all package managers in Linux. So we might have another video upon that later. So now we are going to reconfigure the priority slash slash priority equals to low of unattended upgrades. So we must run this as root. So I'll just do a sudo exclamation exclamation. That's how it's done. Yeah. So I'll hit yes and done. So now we have configured our machine to get updated automatically. But what to do next? We should also have SSH, because we are not going to log in through our this very computer, but we want to access it throughout the world, roaming everywhere. Like so, SSH. So you have seen that we have SSH, but to make things sure, we'll just install sudo apt install open SSH client and open SSH server. Server is important because that's what makes it accessible from outside. So now we are going to edit one config file of the SSH. So let's jump into the slash etc folder and then cd to SSH. Then I think it's the SSHD, cd SSHD, hd underscore config. Okay, and then so I think I messed up. So let me check the file. Uh, okay, so I think it's sudo nano slash etc slash ssh slash sshd dot config sshd underscore config. So now I can uh, change the port to anything because Everyone knows the SSH uses 22 port. So do hackers. So let's prevent this. So I'll just change the port to something really random, 717 and address family. So if you are aware of IPv4 and IPv6, so you know what to do. So I'll just change it to inet, which is IPv4, and you should be fine with this too because no one uses IPv6 for SSH logins, like mostly. So, and what you must do is like the root has the power to destroy your system also. So there's only one command that can just delete your whole Linux, like it's some sudo rm, some recursive something. So you're not going to allow anyone to use root when logging in to a SSH server. It may be on your local machine, but on a SSH server, like when you're trying to log in through SSH into this server, you can't use root. And then you can just check other things. You can just password authentication. You can set it to no for public private key pair authentication. So I'm going to make a new video. Like a next video is about how to authenticate using public private key pair. So keep like be updated. Click the bell icon. Subscribe to this channel. Then I think you are pretty well to go. And yeah, Control X Y enter. This is how you use Nano now. How do you enable SSH to run every time you load the system? So you have something called system CTL, and I'm going to enable the service known as SSH. So now you see SSH is run every time you reboot the system, shut down the system, anything. So what to do next? You should have a limited user, but in this case we already have a limited user, which is Kali or Kali, whatever you say, uh, which uses a sudo command to get privileges of the root. So but in case you don't have a privileged user, we need to create one for security because it's it's a good practice. So this will be like we are going to you make a limited user and then use the public private key pair to authenticate in the next video in the playlist. So be updated and don't miss that. You need to secure your Linux servers. You don't going to get hacked by hackers, right? Okay, now the next thing to do is firewall it up. So I'll just install sudo apt install UFW, which stands for uncomplicated firewall, which is not complicated. I'm a joke. So now let's configure UFW. So I'll do sudo UFW status. It's inactive. Very good. So now I will just go to this Linux machine to flex off my Mac OS looking Linux, but the terminal looks dumb shit. I'm sorry. Uh, so now I'm going to SSH into this SSH ironclad at 192.168.29.225, and you will see connection is refused on port 22. But as I keep the argument 717, which was the port I kept, okay, so I think there we need to restart the service. So yeah, I have to restart the service to get the changes I made in the config file start start ssh. So now when I go to my this machine and type this command, now I'm really confused what's the IP of this. So I'll just do a ifconfig, and the local IP is 232 not 225. My mistake. So I'll just 232 and boom. So I need to accept the fingerprints before I log in. So I'll accept it. And then the password is the password of your, like, which you set for your user. So why am I being denied? Okay, I'm sorry, this is not a user in this machine. Actually, the user is Scali. Ironclad is the user in this machine. So I'll use Scali and I'll remove the support argument for this moment. And let's see. So I'm refused connection because port 22 is not open for this thing. Like, get lost out of this. This is not where you go for SSH. This is the place. 717. I type a password, boom, I'm in. So now you might be seeing I'm using my Kali Linux terminal from Ubuntu machine. Yeah, you heard it right. It's Ubuntu. And let's do some fishy things now. I'll just exit. And what's the worst thing a hacker can do to hack you? It is to find that you are alive. So how do you just check that you are alive? With pings. Ping that my IP like 192.168.29.232. Oh, he's alive. No, let's hack him. Nah, that's how hackers work. So now we need to stop this pinging task. So I'll just log into my SSH from here. And now I'll just configure my UFW. So first I'm going to add the 717 port to UFW so it does not block incoming connections from 717. So you might not be able to understand what I'm trying to block. So UFW is like it manages what comes in and goes out of your PC, like in terms of network. So when incoming connection from the outside network comes to your computer, UFW handles it. It's like if it comes at 22, oh, you don't have place, just get lost. I'm blocking that port from any other usage. Then, but for example, 717, it's open here. Warm welcome, buddy. Yeah, that's how you talk SSH here. That's a language, SSH. So I'm over exaggerating things. So now let's get on work. So UFW can be used as a root user only. So I'm typing sudo UFW and I'll allow the port 717 and I need to type my password. So now see rules added. Now I'll just see the status. Status helps you to say sorry so I'll just enable this enable. Oh no, I need to keep that space. And now it's like, yo, you are going to destroy connections. Yeah, let it be. We have our machine running over there. So now I'm just going to see the status, and you'll see 717 is allowed in V5, V4 and V6. But now what happens to something that's coming from port 80, like we are trying to show a website? So I'll just install Apache sudo apt install nginx, like that's my favorite. It's already installed. So I'll just sudo okay, so it must be running something. So I'll just go to a web browser here and I'll just go to 192.168.29.225. I'm terrible at typing now. 0.29.225. And yeah, so this is my test website. Like running my test cases here. Like, so if you like this website, so you can just comment in the comment section, and you can also suggest changes. This is not what we are going to do. Any no business plans. So actually, that's a template. Like I copied some and I typed. So our motto is code to connect, create, and change, something like that. And then you see this website is shown here. But how is this happening? Because 225 is running this website, which is this Ubuntu machine. But our Nginx is running on 2, 3, 2. Uh, Jokes aside, so you must be like, this firewall is broken up. So I just wanted to show if it's allowed it will work. But if it's not allowed, for example, here 232, it's not allowed. See, it's loading. So I'll just allow this sneaky thing. Uh, how do you allow the things? I mean, yeah, allow 80 slash TCP because it's a TCP connection. Just do it. Yeah, it's better. So now I'll just go back to that, and you see, I get that page as soon as I allow that. Apache to Debian default page. I actually installed Apache, then Nginx, so I get that Apache like thing. So it's not my mistake. So please hold by that. And then what about the ping dropping thing? So you need to give some config changes to that. So I'll just go to sudo nano slash etc slash ufwi. Then I'll just see the files. Okay, I'll just see like I forgot that config file. So I need to check which one was that. So ll it's before dot rules. So I'll just nano before dot rules, sudo nano before dot rules. And now the main thing to edit here is the ICMP like okay ICMP inputs like the thing. So at the last you say the echo request is like this thing echo request is accepted. So I want to drop that. Oh, okay, no. Okay, I'll just redo it. So what I want is to drop that ping that is coming. So I'll just type drop. That's simple. And this is the config change you do to drop the things. You might really need restart to make the changes work. So I'll just close this terminal and open one new one, and I'll just ping 192.168.29.232. So I just said you might need to restart the service. So which I will by going here and I mean a reboot is what you do. So after the reboot is done, we'll be seeing what happens. So now, as you have seen, like we covered a lot while securing our Linux. So next video comes with password, like ditching passwords and password pair authentication keys, private, public. It's more secure, and all these measures that I have said you will not completely protect your server, but they are capable of kind of protecting your server like better than the usual ways. So it's not like your server becomes like full hack proof, but yeah, it becomes somewhat difficult for hackers to do their bad stuff. But as this machine is like actually I downloaded the free image like which is available in the kali.org. Like I did not have internet speed that time, so I just uh, s- uh, did this. Like there's one. Oh, wait, where is that? Install image. It's not install image. It's a pre-built. Oh wait, what was that? Pre-built VM. Yeah, I installed this VirtualBox 2.9 gig VM, which is quite slow. So I recommend you to watch the last video and use the installers. Don't use the pre-built VMs because they are very slow. Like so now, I think the ping requests they should be dropped. So now you see we are not getting any response. So if the hacker doesn't even know that you are alive, then how will he kill you? It makes sense. But hackers are way too smart and they may hack you like you don't even know how they get your login details or credentials. And please make sure you subscribe to this channel to get more upcoming educational content about programming, Linux, and we'll be coming about some kind of uh, basics of Linux, like what is the system CD that we used? What is a process tree? What is the CD? what is apt, what is DPKG, which we will discuss in upcoming things. Now you might be like, this guy's like, yeah, we'll discuss in upcoming things, but we will. So stay tuned, um, and stay healthy and stay foolish. Quote by Steve Jobs. So bye friends, take care. Thank you for watching this video.